What's up, Kings? Microwave Blunt here, executive mindset coach and founder of the Executive Mindset School. Today I'm reacting to Myron and the real truth behind his online persona and breaking it down through the lens of identity transformation and strategic psychological reprogramming. If you're serious about closing your identity gap, maxing out your full potential, and creating a life on easy mode, this one's for you. Let's dive in. Okay, let's see what Myron's talking about.
In the last 2 years, we got a chance to see a different side of Myron that we've never seen before. Don't get me wrong, he still goes hard on the left and on women, but there was a one special lady in his life that really took his heart, and her name was Angie.
Yes, I remember that.
Angelica. And once he fell in love with her, he was telling anybody who would listen how great of a girl she was.
I'm not sneaking around in my house. My girl, my girl don't talk back to me. Like this whole situation, argue. There's no arguments. This is how it is. She packs my condoms when I travel. Huh? That's how real it is.
She's not the cap.
Yeah. And here's the thing. No. She lives a great life, and she's a beautiful girl. She's hotter than all the girls here. No offense.
Boy, and here's the thing. He didn't mind.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it sounds awfully one-sided. I would love to hear her perspective on that. But Myron has built his reputation in his career on dominance, control, status, and emulation. Who is the emulation on? Andrew Tate. The issue is Myron's not Andrew Tate. And only Andrew Tate is Andrew Tate. Hate him or love him, he's got a lot of money, he's got a lot of status, and he's got a lot of following. Myron, I've seen on a lot of different podcasts with Andrew Tate, trying to emulate him, trying to be the same person as him. The issue is, it seems like there's cracks in his identity. His identity hasn't caught up with his image. And his image is showing one thing, but his true identity, aside from being super annoying, is not what he portrays it to be. And so I'm very, very interested to see where this is going to go, because he was saying a lot of the same sound bites as the Andrew Tates of the world. But the problem is, or the difference is, the Andrew Tates of the world have abundance. This guy doesn't. He has a girlfriend, and he's trying to make an example of that, saying that this is who his, or what his life is. This is his true identity. And the problem is his, or I should say just in general, authenticity always is going to outweigh performance. This is a performance. I've seen Myron time and time again. Performance. And he's just gotten more angrier and more angrier. And the issue with this is when he broke up with, I think it was his business partner or something like that, it even said that he started working even harder. And which means that he doesn't have the money that he says that he has. He only has the girlfriend, so he was using her as an example to make him look good. And maybe his lifestyle did allow for that, for them being together, but that was an exception rather than the norm. When that's your true identity, it's not an exception, it's the norm. And that is the thing that we always talk about in identity transformation and strategic psychological reprogramming, is making sure that, or reprogramming your identity to actually match with your persona. I always talk about the Shannon Sharps of the world. When your net worth, or when your self-worth doesn't match with your net worth, there's always a gap and there's always going to be cracks in the mask. And we're probably about to see this play out. I'm very interested to see what happens now.
Everything in the relationship that he wanted to do while she had to stay there. But wait, there's more.
You know what's smart? My girlfriend is smart, man. Don't my girlfriend is smart. Yes, I do. And the thing is that, right, we don't argue. I do what I want to do. She's loyal to me. It's monogamous on her end, open on my end. You know where she's at right now? She's hanging out with my parents. Up in Connecticut.
He also loved to talk about the fact that he could sleep with whoever he wants, and she is monogamous. I mean, she's a very pretty girl, so it seemed like he really had it on lock. Right?
Rewind!
13. Myron goes to New York City to cover the Diddy trial, and guess who comes with him? Angie. And everything is okay. They're hanging out. And while they're hanging out, something happens out of the blue.
So
what happened?
What happened? Won't be here, unfortunately. I wish she was here, but she's got to leave.
Now, Angie can't stay because
where'd she go?
She has a rollerblading event. Now, she's a very, very
cold word
and loves it a lot.
I'm about to get rolled on and blade on. Ooh-wee. Get it, Angie?
Roller skates, skateboard, and whatever you like. The most important thing is that you live this weekend full of magic, incredible routes, and pure positive energy. So 17th and 18th of May in Orlando.
All right, sounds innocent.
That Myron's girlfriend, who is faithful to him and will never sleep with anybody else, will be there. And also, they're going to be supporting women fighting breast cancer. seems like the perfect girlfriend to me, right? Now this photo
Is it?
is her at the event. The getaway is there, and Angie seems to be just hanging out with some friends. Now all of these friends seem
Say
to
he's
be
just a
Hispanic.
friend.
But then
And
there
say
is something
he's just a
interesting in the
friend.
photo
Oh,
that
baby,
we'll come back
you.
to later.
Come back to it.
Myron is in his home, okay? Their relationship dynamic may have changed because Myron is no longer the same Myron that she probably met when Fresh and Fit podcast were making a lot of money. Fresh and Fit, I believe, are still a podcast, but Myron's doing his own individual thing, and Fresh is doing his own individual thing. So in order for Myron to keep up and make money and do things, he's working a lot harder now, and so he's arguing with people on the streets and
He doesn't
things
have
like
the
that.
money that he
He's
claims to
dreaming
have.
a whole lot, and well, he mentioned something on June 13th that's pretty interesting.
I take that seriously, guys, and I've given up my social life to do so. I've been sitting inside. The only time I go outside, you guys want to know the truth? The painful truth? I only really go outside when I do the debates, man. I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, yo, I literally only go outside.
You're
to
not
do the
who
debates.
you
I
say
barely
you
leave my home.
are.
You guys know me. I'll work, bro. I'll give up my social life. Angie's very understanding. She takes Frank whenever I need him. She helps me with groceries. So Angie's very understanding. I haven't seen her in a bit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. She actually came by real quick when I was doing the table.
You heard that? Haven't seen her in a bit.
Very interesting clip because he's saying that, she's supportive. I haven't really seen her in a long time. She comes by and gives me food and groceries and things like that. But, hey, it's, things are kind of different now, all right? Then he goes on to Anton Daniels' show.
I know her,
He admits
Carrie.
this just
We went to
on
school
June
together, by the way.
24th.
What do you have time for a relationship?
Hampton University.
As of recently, man, it's been tough, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's been tough as of recently, especially the past year.
Most of the people that I know that are very successful, they don't focus on the relationship as much as they focus on what they feel like is necessary for them to do to win.
Oh yeah, I'd be lying to you if I told you that my relationship was awesome and I was like, no, man. Like my social life, I 100% transparent, gone, cooked, finito.
Now he's saying his
Including your
social
relationship,
life
apparently.
is cooked. So, it's interesting because your girlfriend is somebody who likes to get outdoors. She's a rollerblader, but you're just in the house all day, arguing with people on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, and you're just talking about, everybody else instead of paying attention to the woman that you say is one of the best people you've ever met
Facts.
in your life. That's interesting for a man that praises this woman for being pretty much the best thing that's ever happened to him. I mean, he spends so much time talking about everybody else's woman, but his woman is perfect because, well, this is his first real girlfriend. But then it gets worse.
Do you have a missus? Do you have a girl?
That's irrelevant to the question.
No, like I just
I'm
want to
asking you. I'm asking you.
I want to get to know you.
That's irrelevant.
Okay.
We're having an objective discussion. Women that are sex workers.
Do you have a
struggle.
wife? Do you have a girlfriend? That's what I thought.
What does that have to do with anything?
Exactly. It just means you can't even get it yourself. So you're telling me I can't. What's that? I don't get that.
I want to know your argument first because that is crazy. But don't you have a girlfriend or a wife or something? Like somebody.
Bro, we went over this many times. Somebody else because I don't want to.
You really gonna do
the
that,
same
bro?
argument again? Yeah. Somebody else.
So now in these debates, Myron has been asked pretty much 3 times about his relationship status. He deflects when asked about these relationship statuses, which is interesting because this is the same guy that was just telling all of us, look, she's the best chick I ever had. She packs my condoms. She's hanging out with my mom. This is not our words. This is Myron's words. He's going around telling anybody will listen that this is.
If it's true, that's dope.
But now he's refusing to answer these particular questions.
Myron's a cornball. I don't
Wait
think
a
this is
minute.
true.
There's more.
And I'm telling you guys, this is a single guy. I even know at some point, I'm like, damn, I need a family. Bro, I'm even telling you this is a single guy. Anyone that's sitting there saying, oh, I prefer friends and close friends and career, get the out of here, bro. Everybody wants a family. Even the most career-oriented want a family, bro. Guys, when I say single, I mean not married. Retards. Hold it, bro.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who do you think you is? Now, this is June 30th. He accidentally says he's single, but he wants a family. He wants all of this, but now he's single. He tries to clear it up, but nah, bruh, no cigar. You said you're single, but doesn't really seem like you're single. But hold on, it gets worse.
Ooh, Myron, who's Angie?
Who's Angie?
You know what, man? This is crazy, bro.
That's your girlfriend.
What
but,
Angie say?
This is
I said, Myron, are you still with Angie? Oh.
this is absolutely nuts that women.
Wait a minute.
Got it.
Wait a minute.
August the 4th, somebody
What
asked
happened
Myron,
August the 4th?
what's going on with your relationship with Angie? And he refuses to answer the.
Why do you refuse to answer?
He's not saying anything.
What?
He's deflecting.
Why?
He gives you that little shaky nod thing.
Tell me why.
So basically, all of a sudden, you haven't seen Angie. He won't even talk about her anymore. And now, all of a sudden, he's single, but he's not single. But what's going on? Well,
Tell us. Yes, rewind.
Remember the 2 guys that Angie is
Her
sitting
friends.
behind? So if you don't know,
These are
Angie's the
friends.
woman with the glasses to the far left. Okay, she's in the middle of two guys. Now, what is she doing here? The guy to the right, or my right,
That's her best friend.
would be the guy with the black bandana.
Yeah,
That
what's the
guy
problem?
she's sitting next to at the same time that she's supposed to be Myron's girlfriend.
Okay.
But what was she doing the whole time?
What
You
was
guys
she
can see,
doing?
that's Angie.
What is
And
this?
if you look at her hair, it's 100% her.
Okay, she's with Myron
At Universal Studios.
at
And
Universal
she's with
Studios.
somebody. Yeah, that guy.
Who's she?
right? She is literally with that same dude.
Her
that she's
friend?
with on the right.
No.
You know, now they could be on a boat with more friends, but it seems like they are there together.
No.
What else is interesting about this? So, if you can look at this May 25th picture, there is her in the pink, and there is the same guy up right behind her. That's them together. okay?
Pause.
Now here you see him eating a cheeseburger on June the 6th. It appears that he's by himself, right? Well, it seems that right next to him is Angie. Now, at the same time, this is when June 6th.
She's spending a lot of time with this guy.
Saying, hey, she's coming over, getting me food, and I haven't really seen her, in a while and everything like that. Well, that's because she's been spending time with this guy. So technically, she's been seeing you and this guy at the same time. Now, let's look at June 19th. There you go. There's the guy, one, and shout out to the Arbor and Preach Reddit, because I got this video from them. And then you see Angie there too. That's definitely
Again?
them. But the most damning evidence comes in this video when you're seeing this lady rollerblading, right?
Ooh, she's
Rollerblading,
bad.
rollerblading, rollerblading.
Hey,
And then
hey,
as she's
hey,
doing
hey.
her little dance, look who comes in at the
Who's coming
end.
in? Who's that?
This is
Where?
August
Where?
2025. And we see them
Oh my
holding
God.
hands together because the dude just took Myron's girl.
No. Say it ain't so.
Myron, it's all bad. You lost your girl. And, I'm not trying to say that guy is like super rich or super wealthy, but it's safe to assume that guy probably isn't the most financially successful guy.
I
But
can't make that
here's
assumption.
The one thing. You're not an outgoing guy. You don't spend time with her. You're an asshole. The relationship can't grow. You're not in her community. You're not allowed.
Wow. Okay, so here we go. Persona can attract, but identity has to sustain. So here is the issue. His persona attracted her and Fresh and Fit and all these different podcasts, but when it came to his identity, it lacked credibility, which means that everything crumbled. So when we're talking about strategic psychological reprogramming, it means building from the inside out and letting that inside actually dictate your reality, not your persona or the mask that you put on dictate what other people are going to see. I always felt from the start that this guy, Myron, was a lie. He was putting on a mask. He was trying to be something that he really wasn't. And he was in vain putting in so much effort to sustain and be that guy. And he couldn't keep up with the pace. He couldn't keep up with it financially. He couldn't keep up with it with his girl. He couldn't keep up with it in his podcast. And he couldn't keep up with it with a lot of different things. And it seems like the wheels are falling off. Now, how do I know this? I don't know him. I never met him before. I've only seen a couple of his clips. But what I can tell you is the same thing that I told you before. People who actually live this life live it in abundance. When you're actually that person, when your identity is pushing it forward, you have such a solid foundation that nothing can crack it. That's why I harp so much on identity transformation. So it wouldn't be this fleeting quicksand of success, which is how I built my success at the very beginning. It was on quicksand. So that if you threw like a couple of rocks at the window, it was going to break. But on the outside, it looked really, really nice. And then it just started to crumble when the foundation started to rumble. The issue here is you're starting to see cracks and you're starting to see the mask come off. And then when that happens, the whole foundation ends. Why? Because it was never solid in the first place. It was just a persona. It was just a persona attracting this type of attention, but it was the identity that needed to hold it credible. We see this with other people. When other people go through things like this, they don't care. Imagine Drake going through something similar like this. oh, his girl left him or whatever, no one would care. Everybody would be like, oh, damn, the girl is stupid. Why? Because Drake can get anybody who he wants, and he lives it in abundance. It's actually who it is. It's actually who he is. Everybody believes him. But the problem is he only had one shot. He only had one shot with this girl, and he was trying to use her as an example. And when that started to falter, when she started to not turn out to be the girl who he thought that she was, then now where's his credibility laying? Nowhere. It's laying on a podcast that has dissembled. It's laying on money that he's constantly trying to get because he doesn't have the same following, and he doesn't have the same content that he had before. So now he has to go out and become this super angry person and go into all these different debates and really, really, really dig down into like a leftist and really, really dig down into this anarchist that is against the whole entire left, which is not a problem, but just let that be you. Let that be who you actually are. This obviously wasn't his true identity, which is why when he started becoming vulnerable at the end and saying, hey, let me be honest with you. Let me just be very open with you. My relationship isn't actually going well. He could have started that at the very beginning, because it's the vulnerability, and we talk about this with the strategic psychological reprogramming. It's the vulnerability that is going to really resonate with everybody, because they want to hear about your losses as much as your wins as well. And they want to take that journey with you. He's not talking about his losses. He's just talking about all the wins that he's had. When it comes to his losses, this was a very public loss, but he's still trying to maintain this particular identity. So
she can't relate to you. And that dude is doing this. Damn, Myron, I know it hurts, bro, to like love a woman and then get her taken by a guy that.
What I would really be interested in is seeing if he's going to show this lesson as. What I'm really interested in is seeing if he's going to show this lesson in his loss to as. What I'm really interested in is if he's actually going to show this loss as a lesson to help amplify his leadership. If he doesn't really take advantage of this and say, hey, listen, all the things that I thought were true, they actually turned out to not be true. All the things that I was trying to play up and the things that I valued, they actually got challenged, and I'm actually struggling with this right now. I'm trying to move through a few things and I need some help. Wasn't actually who this girl was, and maybe I didn't actually mean all those things. Maybe I want those things and I'm trying to build towards those things, but I don't actually have all the things now. If he came out and actually said that, I might believe him. I might click on a couple more videos. I would never subscribe. I would never like, but I will actually listen to what he has to say, because it shows a level of vulnerability and it shows a level of maturity in his values. This is what true identity shifting is. It's stepping into the true you. So that's all I got for today. All right, so what do you guys think? Does Myron have a fake online persona emulating Andrew Tate? Is he faking the funk, which is how and why he got clowned by this girl? Or is he real and everything that he does is real, which explains why he has a big online presence? Drop your thoughts below and let's hash this out. Either way, I would love to hear your feedback. And if you're ready to go beyond just consuming this type of content, join me inside the Executive Mindset School. It's where high performers and leaders and creators like you come to reprogram, recalibrate, and rise together. Links in the description. Let's build wealth from the inside out.